Varade Kamarupini Madhyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. Hari Om. Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. Yes. Can someone recollect what is it that we've seen last? We form the link and move ahead. Yes, please. Krishna told that, isn't it? That he's finished telling everything that he needs to say.
So
Anybody?
Krishna shared the
Yes, sir.
supreme secret
Ji, sir.
with Arjuna, and I think one of the very important shloka was the 39th shloka, where
the 46th. No.
Yes, sir.
Last class we began with the 46th shloka.
49th shloka. So
44.
in 49th shloka, it talks about and understanding without attachment in all things.
Yeah.
A self conquered and empty of desire, a man
Yeah.
attains a supreme perfection. Naiskama Siddhi is
Naishkarmya.
yeah.
Yes, yes. So, Naishkarmya Siddhi can be got by every one of us if we can get free from this attachment. That was one important point shared by Krishna. Yes, sir.
And the another one was the 57th sloka,
Ji,
where
sir.
it talks about devoting all thyself to me, give up in thy consciousness mind, all action into me, resorting to yoga of the will and intelligence, be always one in heart and
Ji.
conscious with me.
Ji, ji, ji. So, this aspect of the dvandva between the mind and the heart, that will disappear when we surrender completely to the divine. We have no other preoccupation other than the divine only. I want to realize the divine. I want to be the instrument of the divine. I want to experience the divine in all my actions. If I am in this say with this singular mindset, if I focus slowly, the fight which takes place between the mental calculations and the heart's aspirations both vanish, and this heart and mind become one. Krishna says you become united. And when you're united, because it is very simple, isn't it? Imagine you bow to somebody, even an elder. What do you do when you bow to an elder? Anyone? What goes on in our head at that time?
You bow to them, you have a lot of respect for them.
Yes. At that same time, if instead of receiving the Ashirwad, hey Bhagwan, aaj kya hone wala hai, all the other thoughts start going, what is going to happen? We will not receive anything because our mind is not capable of receiving. Reception is lost. So here, when mind and heart both become one and you surrender to the divine, you bow to the divine, then you create a sort of a vacuum for the divine grace to flow with a great force. So that is something Krishna is saying here. You become one with the divine and you receive the shelter of the divine, the abhaya of the divine, the protection of the divine is got by the seeker. We also stopped at one shloka, which is 64th shloka, because you see, Krishna told very nicely. He said, Arjuna, it is because of your ahankar. Instead of taking shelter in the divine, you have taken shelter in ahankar. That is why you are saying you will not take part in this battle. But your swabhava is going to make you do it. This is the way of Prakriti. Swabhava is not chosen by us, isn't it? It has been given by the divine. And because it has been given by the divine, we are also bound by that. You do it or you will be forced to do it. But then comes a big question. Should we ever aspire to transcend the Swabhava?
We
We're
should
not
if
supposed to
it's
crush
not.
it. Yes, see?
No, you work through it. If it's
work.
not, if it's everybody's swabhav can always do with improvement.
Yes.
So yes, one has to improve, keep on improving. Otherwise, we've already arrived before we've started. The journey
Okay.
is over.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yes. Rahulji, yes, sir.
Bhav has to be transcended. And what Shashima had said the other day, that not one Swabhav, but we have to have the flexibility and the versatility to be able to play all the Swabhavas together. Uh,
Okay. Of the
while there will
Varanas.
be one dominant, but
Yeah.
still you should be able to, if you're thrown in a situation where you have to serve,
Huh.
you
Yeah.
should be able to do that. If you're thrown in a situation where we have to fundraise for an organization, you should be able
Yeah.
to. I can't say
Okay.
I'll only give knowledge. Doesn't work like that.
Okay.
But
So the
one
yes.
question is that I feel swabhavas come from your sanskaras, not through the divine only, because the kind of work you have done, the kind of mindset that you have left the body with after,
Yeah.
that
Okay.
is
You
what
mean
really,
talk prarabdha. You mean the prarabdha, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the prarabdha is being carried forward. But maybe the divine also has a role in making that get carried forward also, isn't it? So we cannot completely isolate the divine from it. But so far, what we saw is Swabhava will allow us to progress, and through Swabhava, we can reach what is Siddhi. That is what we have seen. Transcending of Swabhava has not yet been touched by Krishna, but he says, now I have completed everything that you need to understand from Adhyay, what we can say technically, second Adhyay onwards to the 18th Adhyay. So many such aspects were covered. He says, I
I,
have
I,
finished. Yes, sir.
I also want to share one more thing.
Yes,
Swabhava
sir.
can also change. So, for
Ha.
example, when I was in the corporate, etc., there was a very Kshatriya kind of a Swabhava which was there.
Okay.
And
Okay.
while there was always a devotional aspect of reading things, etc., which is there,
Ji.
the Brahmin thing was there. But after my parents passed away and everything
Ha.
happened, suddenly the Brahminical thing came so pronounced that that Kshatriya thing, kind of took a backseat completely. And
Okay.
interestingly, then one saw that this was always the true Swabhava, but it was, for a long period of time, being in Rajas,
Okay.
etc., one was playing that. So
Right,
Swabhavas
sir.
also can change a
Can
little.
change.
Yeah.
Can change. And maybe we find what is true Swabhava. All right. Shashimaji is saying something. Yes, please.
I just wanted to say that it's like the seasons, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So different seasons you have to, depending on what
Yes,
crop you want to grow or which some flowers blossom in particular seasons, isn't it? Then
yes,
you have to
absolutely.
sometimes wait. And sometimes there are some flowers, like they say the Mayflower now, for example, only once. You see the flower come once and then you're not able to see it again. Or the Brahma
Hmm.
Kamala. You have to
Hmm.
wait for it. Sometimes you have to wait so long. You don't know when it's going to come out, but it will come once. So even Kadamba, for instance. So all these things are there, and we should understand that as instruments of the divine, we must be flexible, we must be malleable to maybe transcend the Swabhava, what we have also. I may have a preference. I may prefer to not speak very, what we can say, in a higher tone. But if the divine wants something to be done, at that time I should be able to keep my swabhava aside and function what is required in the need. I mean, what is the need of the moment that should allow me to transcend the swabhava, provided that need is the divine's need and not something with by rajasic because of my attachments, because of my expectations. Because again, we fall into the trap of the gunas. But though if Krishna has told, I have told everything, he still says, I will tell you one more thing. And he says, because you have this love for me, because you are devoted to me, because you are dearest to me, Arjuna. What a beautiful blessing Arjuna is getting in this one shloka only. When Krishna says, you are dearest to me, so I shall share it to you. I mean, all our ears also are probably pining to hear that, no, from Krishna, that you are dearest. What a beautiful experience it is. So, what does he say? Here we see something very beautiful. And this shloka is elsewhere in the Gita also, we see a very similar version of this shloka. 75% of this shloka is the same, but the last 25% is different. We will see why it is different here. Let us see. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Krishna says, merge into my consciousness, become my lover, become my sacrifice, be my adorer. Bow to me, and you shall come to me certainly. My dear one, this is my promise. I shall fulfill verily. I'll just repeat it once more. Merge into my consciousness. Become my lover. Become my sacrifice. Be my adorer. Bow to me, and you shall come to me certainly. My dear one, this is my promise. I shall fulfill verily. Before we look at this, have you come across something similar before? Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Anybody?
We
Anywhere
have,
before?
but I can't remember where.
Okay. Somewhere in the Gita. Maybe we can have that as a small
Yeah.
homework.
No,
If you can recollect.
you did tell in one of the sessions this is going to come. The last
Yes.
two words will change, but don't remember where it is.
Yes, sir. Here, the last part of the shloka is Pratijane Priyosime. This aspect is different because initially he says both. The first time he said Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. One of the first times Krishna directly told Arjuna, you do a namaskar to the divine, see the divine in me and do the namaskar because then you shall open the door, is what he had told. Here he's saying this that I shall take you across. This is my promise I shall fulfill verily. The same shloka, all the words are the same except the last part is different because here we see a different Arjuna, a transformed Arjuna who has understood the act of surrender. And this is the beautiful aspect. First, you bow, the hand has to be l- stretched out, isn't it? Then only God can pull you. So here, this is the aspect where Krishna says, I shall take you across. Merge into the divine's consciousness, become my lover, become my adorer. Bow to me and you shall come to me certainly. My dear one, this is my promise, I shall fulfill verily. So, like the promise that he had given else, Maji wants to ask something, is it?
I don't understand what Lord Krishna means when he says, become my sacrifice. What does that
Yes.
mean?
Yes. Generally, what do you sacrifice? Possessions,
Mm.
your things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you are only the Ahuti. You have become the sacrifice. You
Ah,
are only the Ahuti right
myself.
now. Yes. Now there's
Yes,
nothing, no
okay.
more difference. Where are you? And you cannot claim anything after you have offered, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
become the part of the yagna and you have become part of Krishna only. So there is no Bheda, there is no Dvaita, there is no personal ambition other than the divine. That's a complete surrender. It is like asking the divine, here I am available. Hammer me, harden me, break me, do whatever you want, Krishna. I am at your disposal completely. That is what it means by becoming one. And this becomes more clear in the next shloka. Krishna says, this is also a very beautiful shloka of the Gita. This is the bonus which Arjuna gets because he is a devotee. Krishna had told, he had completed telling everything. But here he says this Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shucha. Like a like a school teacher who has seen the student performing well in the exam. Results are yet to come out, but he just goes and whispers, you've done really well. I think you're going to clear completely. It's like that. He's whispering here. He says, Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami mashacha. Renounce all your dharmas that you so rigidly own. Surrender to me and seek my refuge alone. From all your sins and evil I shall relieve. I shall bring deliverance. Do not grieve. He says, forget all your sorrows. Stop grieving. Moksha ishyami. Moksha is also going to be granted by me. Worry not, but surrender. But now comes the interesting question. What does he mean by sarva dharman parityaje? He's talked about swadharma.
all
He's talked
all
about
your
swa.
duties, all your duties.
If I surrender all my duties, Maji, then what's going to happen to me? I'll stop
You'll
doing any
die.
duty, no?
I think he
Wha-
probably means that stop thinking. Just
Okay. Stop thinking
stop.
in a sense.
You know, just give yourself to me, and that's
Yeah.
always been a question mark. I mean, you give yourself up totally,
Yeah.
then what? Just the daily bit you carry on
Okay.
doing. The rest, I
Yeah,
have to
because
assume that he
this
will
is
No,
we have
come
heard
and
of this, isn't it?
guide
Dharma
you.
rakshati rakshitaha. We have heard of dharma rakshati rakshita. One who protects the dharma is protected by the dharma.
and
Yeah,
duties you do in the name of God. That must be his
Okay.
yeah.
meaning.
So I think like the emphasis here is on rigid, like
Okay. The
sense of right and
rigidity.
wrong your ego is holding so that you're not able to see
You're
the
trapped in
right.
the binaries, isn't it? Of your own logic. Okay. Valiti ji has added something beautiful. Krishna is asking you to surrender the rigidities that you bring inside because of your faulty understanding of dharma or limited understanding. Okay. Rahul ji is adding something. Yes, sir.
Any concept that you have in your head now,
Yeah.
anything that you are, thinking which is close to anything that just give it all away now.
Yeah, okay, because
Just
we
become
think
hollow
we
and empty.
know.
Yeah.
We think we know, and when we know, we can't know more, isn't it? Because I've already known it. Let me recognize that what I know, what I understand is still limited, so I'm ready. Because only one who does not know can know, isn't it? So we must get into that state. That is the Kena Upanishad principle also. Somebody who does not know only can know. So don't feel so disturbed that you don't know. But remember you don't know and get ready to know. For that you have to leave your rigidity aside. Okay, Alpana ji is asking
Yeah,
something or sharing?
yeah,
Yeah,
I was thinking about it. That all your way of life, dharma means whatever you do in your life.
yeah.
You should be like a small child. You know how a small child is
Okay,
attached to his mother, adores her,
yeah, okay.
can't do without her. That way, probably that is what.
Okay.
Is.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. Because now what happens is just let us look at any one individual. I mean, if anybody would like to volunteer to just see what are the dharmas that you are holding at this moment. Any individual, if you would like to we'll just look at just for the analysis. Anyone would like to volunteer? Okay, I'll only volunteer. But yeah. Okay, so now if you see, I have dharma as a shishya, isn't it? I have a dharma as a shishya. I have a dharma as a son. I have a dharma as a brother. I have a dharma as a organizational head, which whatever work I'm doing for manufacturing, at least that is my direct duty. Then I have a dharma of a karyakarta for the organization that I serve in the NGO. That is again another dharma. Then I have a dharma towards my friend. So that is a Maitri dharma which I have. I have a dharma towards my wife. I have a dharma towards my village. I have a dharma towards my city. I have a dharma towards my
Country,
Rashtra.
country.
Now,
Yeah.
yes, towards my country. Now, if you look at it, I have so many dharmas at one particular point, at one particular time. We know how many pins can a juggler juggle at a time. There is a limit, isn't it?
Mm.
The best juggler can juggle maybe 8 pins, 9 pins. But you can't make a person juggle 100 pins at a time, no?
Yeah.
So same is the case when a person is balancing so many dharmas, they begin to wonder, I think this time I should pray to Bhagwan and make me an octopus only so I can do better. There are so I'm not able to balance. This is the biggest fear, or this is the biggest pressure because you think you are balancing, you think you are doing because this is the because of the rigidity of the mind that you think you are upholding all these dharmas. Instead of all these individual dharmas, if you surrender to one dharma, which is the dharma of the divine, all will fall in place. 15 years ago, it was the divine calling that I had to leave my home. Now, if you see, as a son, I owe so much to my parents, but I have left my home for 15 years ago. What is this? What a wrong thing it is. But it was not wrong. But from my perspective, it is wrong, isn't it? And then I have to serve my guru. And then just less than 8 months back, Guru has given me Adesh, go back to parents after 15 years. Again, a different change. So if you see logically, you sometimes get confused because so many dharmas you feel you are juggling. But when you surrender, because this shloka talks about sarva dharman parityaje, mamekam sharanam vraja, he says, don't forget me of surrender to me completely. So if we want to use a new word for this, we can call it Krishna dharma, isn't it?
Hmm.
Our dharma to Krishna should not be surrendered. Everything else you can let go in the, it's like in a order of precedence, no? Krishna dharma takes control of everything else. Surrender to the highest dharma of the divine, to the supreme, towards your aradhya, towards your ishta, and just watch how all other dharmas fall in place. That is what Krishna is saying. So if you want to, if we sometimes get confused, I'm getting trapped in my, I'm having multiple dharmas or a clash is going on, not understanding what to do. This is a beautiful shloka for us. Ki, what's my Krishna dharma? What's my dharma for Krishna? Whatever that is, don't worry about anything else. He clarifies further. He says, Aham tva sarva papebhyo moksha shami mashucha. He says, "Arey, don't worry. I know you're going to worry." So he says this line. Ma Shucha, don't worry. All your papa, people will say you have done the biggest papa. I remember friends of mine telling you have done the worst sin. You own a runa to your parents. You are supposed to fulfill that. What are you doing? What? Like, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing what I have to do. That is what I could tell. And now suddenly they are very happy. They say, you shouldn't have done this 15 years back. Good, you are listening to me now. Yes, I'm listening to you now. That is all. We don't have to try to explain anybody. Because when we know with clarity our dharma towards Krishna. So today Krishna may say, leave the battle, leave the battle. Krishna says, don't leave the battle, stand and let your life also go in this battle. You're not going to think twice because that is my dharma towards Krishna. And he says, forget everything, all calculations. Don't even worry. Even Chitragupta will not do any calculation for you.
Wow.
I will clear you. He says, Moksha Ishyami Mashucha. Moksha will be granted to you. Have no worry about it. There is going to be absolutely no worry about what Papa is. And that is the highest secret Krishna gives. So, to explain what is this highest dharma, Krishna had to wait till the last chapter. And this is the final aspect which Krishna says. Surrender to the divine and just not worry about anything because otherwise we get trapped. We get trapped on the rigidities of the human mind. Dharmas are not rigid, but the mind is rigid and the interpretation of it becomes more and more rigid as you get trapped. Rahulji says something. Yes, sir.
One question. This is so beautiful. It resolves such a big dilemma that I was just going
Yes,
through or something. This particular
yes, sir.
shloka is so beautiful.
Okay, sir. How,
But
sir? If you would
question
like
is,
to share without sharing the dilemma
yeah, I
completely.
can. I mean,
Yes, sir.
I have I've been a follower of Shri Ravi Shankar ji,
Yes, sir.
very very dear,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and he initiated me into sannyas a few days
Ji.
back.
Lovely, sir.
And there are some very very close friends, etc., whom I was always having the dilemma, how do I open this news, because it is such a big change in one's
Yeah.
life direction and
Yeah.
things like that. And it says that, okay, when now you take the path, then you just keep everything aside. You don't need to feel very nicely. You kind of go and say, and whatever is there, kind of wherever the, even with the sister, it is there. So you kind of, you can, it gives you the strength to do that conversation with everyone
Yes.
who's very close.
We don't have to have guilt because we don't
Yeah,
have to have a guilt. When we are surrendering, now, for example, sannyas is to be taken only with the Guru's Adesh.
correct, correct,
When the
correct.
Guru gives the Adesh, then it is not because, अरे यार बहुत कटकट हो रही है काम में थोड़ा संन्यास
Correct,
ले लेता हूँ.
correct, correct,
That
correct.
cannot happen like that,
It
isn't it?
happened
So
with Guru's Adesh, and
yes, Guru's
while it
Adesh. And when
happened, but
Guru's
it
Adesh
just
is
happened
always,
yesterday. So
yes,
it
sir.
was such a big shift. I was just
Ji,
thinking,
sir.
how do I open this news to my sister and things like that? And it opens. But one
Ji, sir.
question I had, which
Yes,
was
sir.
I wanted to just ask, and that is, when you say dharma, the word dharma was always about the nature, one's
Hmm.
swabhav, etc. With
Swabhava dharma. That's called Swabhava dharma.
and what is this dharma? Then this is duty.
This is a duty, sir. The
Okay.
duty and this week, let's call it more, make it more clear. Let's call it Krishna dharma.
Okay, okay, okay.
My Krishna dharma, it is like always precedence is taken by the highest one, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So for my Krishna Dharma, and Krishna Dharma means you are surrendered to the divine. It does not give you the right now to have, because real sannyas is the sannyas of kama, krodha, mada, moha,
Correct,
matsar.
correct, correct,
And if you are able to establish that, what papa is going to happen through us?
correct,
Where are we going to be harsh to somebody? Where is our ego going to come in?
correct.
And again, we take it first by sankalpa, but then it will happen by kriya and by
Yes.
action and by experience. And it's a natural thing. And the most beautiful aspect is the greatest sannyasi is uh, teaching us the Gita. He is also the Raja,
Yeah.
isn't it? He is completely Jivan Mukta, and yet the sannyas here is this adhyaya begins with a question of sannyas. Krishna ends it here very beautifully with this last aspect that Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shucha. What is there to worry when you have surrendered to the divine completely? So, with this, our study of the Gita in this session gets over. But I'm very certain that the study of the Gita, everybody who has already, I would say, spent quite some time, will not feel that they have wasted their time. They will keep continuing because it is a lifelong process. It's very rare to find somebody who said, I know the Gita completely. You'll be surprised, even Krishna does not say, I'm going to repeat the same Srimad Bhagavad Gita by heart again. I mean, the one who has said it also has not memorized. He says, I will tell it to you, but this time it will be a different type of Gita. We get the Anu Gita because of that. So let us see, Krishna says here, and then what happens? We have studied the Gita. Now what happens? Oh, I have the knowledge of the Gita with me. I have to go and change the world. This feeling comes into everybody who has got the Gita. It's like we've got the gospel. We feel, and the beautiful aspect of the Gita is that it's so powerful that everybody who has read the Gita can start their own religion or cult. It is so powerful. How do we go? How do we go ahead after that? What do we do after this? We feel that strong urge to go and tell all our near and dear ones whatever message Krishna has told in the Gita. But here is very interesting what Krishna is telling in the next shloka. Let us see this. He says, Idam te
I just
natapa.
wanted to say
Yes, ji.
something,
Yes, man.
Sushruti.
Yes, ji. Yes, Maji.
I just wanted to say, surrendering to Lord Krishna, most of the people I know, and that's only a handful, they're all running in another direction.
Okay. Yeah.
So what
Okay. Means
I think
I
it's
didn't
quite
understand that
funny.
point. What is, I didn't
What
understand
I'm
it.
what
Yes,
I'm
ji.
saying is that uh, I don't keep that many friends.
Okay.
Just a handful I know.
Yes, yes, ji.
The moment they hear that you love, this is the first time I've read Bhagavad Gita in all my life,
Yes, yes.
and it started with you. What I'm
Yes.
saying is, we're talking about, you wanting to share. I'm saying mine are running in the opposite
No,
direction.
that is everybody's run
So
away in the
that is
opposite
good, isn't
direction.
it?
It's good, it's
So,
good. When I first
so I'm
studied the
just
Gita almost 10 years ago, when I wrote it in rhymes also, all my relatives almost ostracized me for doing what I'm doing. One person came and told me, this is the age for you to date Gita, not write about Gita. And it was something which nobody was willing to understand also. But it's all right. But that is why this shloka is very important. What do? We get that feeling out of goodwill. But let us see what Krishna says, because he's not yet completed. He says, Idam te na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya kadachana, na ja shushrushave vachyam, na cha mam yobhya suyati. Krishna says, speak not this truth to he who performs not penance, or to he who lacks faith and dwells in ignorance. Also not to he who performs not any service, and to he who causes the indwelling God disservice. Krishna clearly says, you don't just go running around and preaching as if this is the task given by Krishna. He's given you enough tasks to do karma properly, control your gunas, become a good instrument. I think this is something which is going to take up our entire life. Enough portfolios have already been granted to us. Let us not add another one in going and simply telling to everybody we see on the streets. Speak not this truth. To whom? To he who performs not penance, somebody who has not done any tapasya, don't waste your breath. To someone who has never done any tapasya, or to he who lacks faith, don't try to logically talk to somebody who is not having any shraddha. We have discussed such beautiful principles. I remember when I was in my head, I made a lot of mistakes like that. Trying to tell your friends, trying to tell them understand. One person really indulged me for a very long time. And then he said, I think this is all just a matter of hallucination and drugs. I was like, oh my God, what a waste of energy this was, talking so many things. But this is the truth. Don't do that to somebody who has no shraddha or someone who is dwelling in ignorance, who is happy in their own ignorance. Don't teach it or don't speak these principles of the Gita to someone who does not perform any service, and especially to not that individual who is causing the indwelling God disservice. Then comes the big question. One mother had asked this question actually. I want my child to read the Gita. She's now grown up. But every time I try to make her read, she does not read at all. And this is like a big problem of everybody. I said, Maji, that was the same problem my mother had for me. When I was in college, she wanted me to read the Gita. I was running away. A time comes, the moment comes, paristhiti is different, circumstances are different. So the time will come. But she said, I really still want to do something because I feel incomplete if I don't do anything towards, because I've seen this beautiful treasure of the Gita. I want my child to receive it, but I don't know what to do. If I'm not supposed to directly say, what do I do? One simple thing we discussed is, Maji, live those principles. You want your well-wisher to learn, they may not learn directly from you, but through your actions and deeds. And sure enough, 1 year later, she did contact me and she said a very difficult moment came in front of our family. My daughter came and asked me this question. How were you so calm and silent in that difficult moment? What did you know? What was it that you were knowing that you were able to experience this? Then she said, better come now, I'll tell you what I know. Because now there was an understanding, and that is why whom you can tell it, Krishna tells in the next shloka. But definitely he first tells whom not to say, because you don't waste golden words, isn't it? We have learnt about Vaktapa, penance of speech. So our words are also costly. Let's not dilute them. Let's not reduce our sadhana and make them cheap. Let our words have the value that we have and not waste it where it's of no use. Ya idam paramam guhyam mat bhakteshva bhidhasyati bhaktim mai param kritva mame vaishyatya sanshaya. He who shall with the most supreme devotion pass over to my devotees this sacred declaration, he too shall verily unite and come to me. About this, no doubt can there ever be. So Krishna says, whoever passes with the most supreme devotion this message of Krishna, this message of the Gita to my devotees, he will come to me. Let there be no doubt. So when somebody wants to know, then don't hesitate. Then don't hold back. Don't think you are not pure enough and all. If the Shraddha is sincere, if the person really wants to know, pass it on, is what Krishna says. Because you will also come towards me if you do this. Why? Because next shloka he says, Nacha tasman manusyeshu kaschin me priyakrittamaha bhavita nacha me tasmad anyaha priyataro bhuvi. And no other man can be nearer, for none shall I hold dearer than he who does this task for me. Dearer than him, none can ever be. 12th Adhyay, we saw there's so many bhaktas who are dearest to me, as Krishna said. This bhakta is priya to me, this bhakta is priya to me. And here in the 18th Adhyay, he says there is nobody dearer than that individual who is doing this task for me, who is taking these principles of my teachings to somebody who wants to learn. He says there can be nobody nearer than that. So if somebody does want to study, well, Krishna says you're doing his work. Pass it on. Pass it on. You'll find the place. So very nice. Like one very beautiful uh, story is there about the Gita teaching from, I think, Kanchi Kamakoti. This Mahaperiyar had instructed his Shishya to teach the Gita. So Guru has given the Adesh. So the Shishya happily went to take the Gita in a temple. He was teaching it. Some people came to listen. But by the time he reached the 18th chapter, there were only two people listening to it, and the strength had gone down. It's always like that. If every time you start off, there are so many, and then the so many reasons for XYZ reasons, the strength goes down. But here he had only two. And he went and he completed it nevertheless, and then went and told his Guruji, "See, I taught, but only two people attended. What have I?" He said, "You see, you directly told to two people. That is still one more than how many Krishna had to directly say, isn't it?" There's no difference. There's no numbers. This is not some kind of game that we want to get more numbers. Whether you say one, whether you say 10, whether you say 100, it makes no difference. It is our study which goes better. And Krishna is saying here, you are doing my task. So what a chance it is to do Krishna's task. If we get the opportunity, we need not look back at all. He goes on further. Next shloka, he says, Adhyashyate chaya imam dharmyam samvada mavayoho jnanayajnena tenaham ishtah syamiti me mati. And also, he who studies this discourse, holding our discussion sacred in his life's course, by him too the sacrifice of knowledge will be performed. Becoming my worshipper, he shall be then transformed. So beautiful. Krishna says, just by studying this discourse also, whoever is holding this samvad between Krishna and Arjuna sacred in their life, they will all become priests of a jnana yajna. They will become participants of this great sacrifice. They will become transformed, is what Krishna is saying. It is almost as if it's like everybody, Krishna is just blessing right now. The one who is taking also is going to get benefit. The one who is listening also sincerely is receiving it. And then comes the next shloka. He says, Shraddhavanana suyascha shrunuyadapi yo naraha sopi muktaha shubhan lokan apnuyad punya karmanam. So Krishna says, even the man who merely listens intently, full of faith and devoid of any envy, for him the liberation he shall obtain, and the righteous streams of happiness he will attain. Krishna says, just by even listening intently with full shraddha, without any jealousy, you will get the liberation just listening to the words, not even understanding it. It's okay if you don't understand fully, but with full shraddha, you listen and you will get transformed. And moksha is yours. My question is, what is this Krishna is telling? Listening. How will listening also help us? Anybody?
The full concentration.
Okay, full concentration.
Concentration. When
Shravan Bhakti,
devotion.
it is Shravan Bhakti.
Devotion.
Okay, okay. Alpanaji says this is the word Shravan
Answer.
Bhakti.
Shravan
Okay,
Bhakti.
right. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I would
Yes,
like
sir.
to add here.
Yes, sir.
Listening on and on and on and on and again actually makes you perfect.
Okay.
You adopt those principles, you absorb those
Yeah.
talks and the principles in that conversation while listening. Because that's
Yeah.
how I practice my songs. I listen them 200 times and
Okay.
then I produce.
Right.
So listening is very, very
Absolutely.
important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, this Maji is adding something. Yes, Shashi Maji, and then I'll come to Pravinaji. Yes, please.
It's like water on a stone, drip, 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 drip.
And then
It
it leaves its mark.
enters.
Yes, what a beautiful example. Yes, yes. Pravina ji, yes, please.
I think as you listen, your receptors are opened
Yeah,
and you receive more.
you receive more. Okay, but there's one interesting thing. Even without understanding, if you listen, it will still help, is what Krishna says. Now, I have had the opportunity of doing some study on the effect of Vedic chants on children who don't understand Sanskrit mantras, but still we saw behavioral changes that we can understand. But Gita also, well, it was very interesting experience that these words of Krishna have a consciousness with them, even if you don't understand. One very nice practical experiment I got to see was when my mother at home when she was earlier in the quarters where she works in a hospital. So in the quarters, she would read the Gita regularly, loudly also. So the Amma who works there, she came and said, I want to learn the Gita. I want to at least pronounce the shlokas of the Gita. Now she does not know like my mother does not know Tamil, and the Amma who works there does not know any other language other than Tamil. And Gita is in Sanskrit language. But she says, I'll get a Tamil transliteration so I can read it. And you will not believe she started reading, and she has not studied, she has not had education, but with sincerity, she had faith that this was useful, this will help me. So she started repeating the shlokas. Even while folding clothes, all the activities, she would repeat the shlokas. It was very remarkable that in a short period she memorized Adhyay 1, then she memorized Adhyay 2, then Adhyay 3. It was so crazy. I do not know by memory. And she was able to speak it. And one very interesting transformation happened was her husband, who was not very nice with her, who was beating her. Suddenly, all of that stopped in her house, and he was now not daring to come near her or speak anything wrong to her. And she felt a great transformation. So, this is the power of consciousness. Just like that, these are words with consciousness. When you read them with sincerity, they will enter. It does not matter if your mind does not. Our mind is still a vestige only compared to the what is the super mind or compared to what is the supreme, whatever consciousness is there. Mind is just one outer instrument with so many limitations which have to be transcended. Krishna has said, isn't it? Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I'll grant you the wisdom. I will open the inner eye. Divya drushti will be granted by me. But have this surrender. That is something which Krishna is explaining here. Yes, sir, Pankaji. Yes,
I
sir.
have one more experience, personal experience of
Please
this
tell me,
listening.
sir. Yes, sir.
I was kid, I'm born in Mumbai. So, and we used to live in Chal.
Yes, sir.
So my neighbor was Marathi
Okay,
and
sir.
Kaku,
Ha,
तिला काकू
Kaku is
म्हणायचो.
the word. Okay, yeah.
Kaku.
An
Salaskar
aunt.
was the last name.
Yes, yes, sir.
So every evening she will start chanting this Vithoba bhajan and Eyo
Wow.
Vitale Maje Mahauliye and all that.
Ha,
वो सुनते सुनते मैं बड़ा हुआ.
right, sir.
And now here in US, when we do Ganpati and Aarti, that those listening comes by default to me. मैंने वो
Ha.
कभी पढ़ा नहीं. I have never read
Yes,
it.
yes, yes,
It's
yes.
just that
Yes,
listening, I
yes.
can
And I
reproduce it.
think you would have listened with a great faith, isn't it, sir?
हाँ, उस वक्त हम अपने घर में अपना होमवर्क कर रहे होते थे
Yes, and
और
you
ये
didn't have
कान में ऐसे
any no jealousy or what क्या समझते
nothing.
हैं खुद को,
It
nothing
just
like that,
comes
no.
out, and
It
you
is
know you're
beautifully
just
sung.
listening to it. हाँ,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are busy with your homework, completing your
Yes,
science
yes.
homework, geography,
But you
whatever.
didn't feel that was an irritation, isn't it?
No, not at all, not at all.
Isn't it?
It was nectar. मतलब
Yeah,
ऐसा
what a
लगता था ये
beautiful, yeah.
काकू ने रोज संध्याकाळी केलं पाहिजे.
Ah, wow, wow, wow. That's so nice, isn't it, sir? And this is exactly what happens. And that is what words of consciousness. They don't have to be fully understood. They will bring about a transformation. Like they say, reading Sher Windows Savitri. The smartest of smart people cannot understand after reading it. It's like, I remember on Vedic Scholar, he just looked at me and he said, huh, Sher Window's writing is little difficult. And he started laughing loudly. I also laughed in agreement. This is the one who has got a gold medal in Sanskrit, who is able to study he's a DRDO scientist also, he has got Sanskrit knowledge also. Everything is on the highest level, and yet he is saying, I don't understand. But that is the way a lot of people have got transformed just by reading because the words have a consciousness. Same is the case with Bhagavad Gita. So it's all right. Read it sincerely. Just watch. We are not in a hurry, isn't it? We're not conducting some limited time trial. We have Shraddha. Which Shraddha we are going to read? You will see, for me, my beautiful experience is studying the Gita. Every time when I get such a beautiful opportunity to conduct a workshop, every time the Gita unfolds itself, something more, it's like a treasure which becomes more and more, it's like a Akshaya treasure, which is just going to keep uh, growing. And that is what Krishna says. It's all right if you don't fully understand, but with Shraddha, if you are reading it, he says,
I want to,
you will get that. Yes,
I
Sanjali
want
ji.
to add something.
Yes, ji.
No. See, now there's a difference between listening and hearing. Listening
Ha,
is
okay.
something to do with conscious effort.
Ha,
Hearing,
ha.
even if you do choose not to hear, you still hear the sounds around you. Even
Yeah.
if I don't wish to, I can,
Yeah.
even as I'm listening to you, I can probably just drift away and not hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
But
when
I'm
we talk to friends, we
yeah,
finish speaking for half an hour and what were you saying? Say,
yeah, I know.
why are you not listening? Because that
But
is the time. Yeah.
yeah, but if we have noticed small children, toddlers, I think by the time they're the age of 2 or 3, even
Ji.
before they go to schools or even before they're taught the language, how do they pick up the mother tongue? They just listen to or they just hear the people around them talking. Because
Yeah.
as a teacher, when I
Yes.
tell my
Yes, ji.
students about learning a language,
All right,
I
ji.
tell them why we learn our mother tongue, why we are able to speak our mother tongue very fluently, whereas the second language is always difficult and we don't have the fluency that we have in our mother tongue because we are constantly exposed to the language and you're hearing it all the time all around you and you don't learn the grammar, the language, nor the alphabet, nothing. But a
But
child
the sound. Yeah.
instantly starts speaking the language
Yeah. Yeah.
without any, without even being taught the language.
Yes.
So the same way, anything
Absolutely.
that you constantly hear will definitely be absorbed, no matter what the age. Just like
Ji, ji.
Pankaj just now shared how he
Yeah.
heard all those
Yes.
chanting.
And that is what we call Shruti, isn't it?
Yes.
And that Shruti was how the Vedic rishis received the highest wisdom. Om
Mm.
Tat Sat, the mantra, or even the great Vedic suktas, they were heard. These are mantras are in the silence, they receive it directly as sounds. That is the thing which is entering. So, well, Bhagavad Gita also, no problem with full Shraddha. You listen also, Krishna says, you will experience the bliss, you will experience the joy. Even the man who merely listens intently, full of faith and devoid of any envy, for himself the liberation he shall obtain, and the righteous realms of happiness he will attain. Now Krishna asks a question to Arjuna. Always Arjuna was asking questions. Now the reverse has taken place. What is he going to ask? Let us see. Kacchidetat shrutam partha tyayikagren चेतसा त्वयैकाग्रेण चेतसा कचिदज्ञान सम्मोहः pranashtaste dhananjaya. Oh Arjuna, all that I said, did you intently hear with a concentrated mind by lending your ear? Has the delusion's veil been lifted? Oh Arjuna, has your ignorance been obliterated? So he says, because you remember what Arjuna had said in the start, isn't it? He had very clearly said that Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammoda cheta yat shreya syananishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. So he said, I am your shishya, I am so confused, I am so afraid, there's a delusion inside of me. I don't know what to do. Now Krishna is asking, did you listen? Were you daydreaming or were you listening? Did you hear everything what I said? And what has happened to that delusion that you said was inside of you? Has it gone? Has it been obliterated? Because in the last adhyaya also Krishna told very clearly, isn't it? I will not order you anything, Arjuna. Yat hechasi tatha kuru. In the last session as we were looking at it, Krishna said, you are now free to do what you want. And now he just asks this question, what is it? Has your delusion gone? Arjuna replies. This is a beautiful reply of a confident warrior, Purusha Vyagra Arjuna. The Dhananjaya has returned. He has awakened again. The warrior is now speaking. Nashto mohaha smritirlabdhva त्वत्प्रसादान् मया च्युता स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये vachanam tava. Arjuna replied, he says, my delusion is destroyed, my memory has returned. Like Anjaneya got his memory that he can now take the leap to Lanka, like that our Arjuna also has again realized. Smriti has come back. Smritir labdhva. I have received the Smriti. My delusion is destroyed, my memory has returned. O Krishna, by your grace alone, things have thus turned. I am now firm in my resolve, with all doubts cleared. I shall now act as per thy golden words that I have heard. So Arjuna replies, he says, my delusion is destroyed, my memory has returned by your grace only. He says, this happened only by your grace. He is now conscious of the role of the divine in bringing this transformation in him. He says, I am now firm with all my doubts. All my doubts have been cleared. You have been answering everything, and now I don't have any doubts. I shall now act. He says, I am free. Krishna told you are free to do. He says, I am now freely choosing to follow you. That is what Arjuna is saying. I am choosing to follow you, is what he says. He says, I shall now act as per thy golden words that I have heard. Sanjay Uvacha. There, Sanjay is again reporting. We are going back to the conversation of Sanjay and Dhritarashtra, which was there in the start of the first Adhyay. Sanjay tells Dhritarashtra, who is now again panicking because he was very happy to see Arjuna depressed, but now Arjuna has awakened again. Sanjay Uvacha. इत्यहं वासुदेवस्य पार्थस्य च महात्मनः संवादमिममश्रौषम् adbhutam romaharshana. Sanjay said, thus I heard the words of Krishna, the divine Lord, and also of the pious Arjuna, his precious ward. So wondrous it was for me to understand that it has caused my hair at their ends to stand. So Sanjay says, I'm having goosebumps. It was such a beautiful dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. I heard the words of Krishna, the divine one, and I also heard the words of that sincere, pious Arjuna. It was wonderful, is what he is saying to Dhritarashtra. He again thanks for him. Vyasa was the guru who allowed it to happen for him. By the prasada of Vyasa, he could experience this Divya Drishti. So he expresses his gratitude, his kritagnyata to Vyasa in the next shloka. He says, Vyasa prasadat shrutam, Vyasa prasadat shrutavan, etad guhya maham param, yogam yogeshwarat krishnat, sakshat kathayatah swayam. Through the grace of Vyas, the mystic sage, this king of secrets I was able to envisage from the Lord of Yoga, Krishna himself, who verily declared the secret of Yoga itself. So from Yogeshwara, Krishna, I was able to hear the way of Yoga. I was able to understand the secrets of Yoga directly from Yogeshwara by this grace from Vyasa, by the prasad of him. He goes on. He says, Rajan samsmritya samvadam imam adbhutam keshavarjunayoho punyam rishyami cha mahurmahu. O king, this sacred discourse I am reminiscing. Again and again I am ecstatically remembering Oh Krishna and Arjuna, I celebrate their conversation. Repeatedly, I am rejoicing in jubilation. He is able to understand. Sanjay says, this was a dialogue of my life. This will never take place again. This is so beautiful. I am just remembering everything again and again, he says. It's a sacred discourse. And he says, it's bringing ecstasy in me just recollecting this vast variety of topics that were covered. O Krishna, O Arjuna, I celebrate their conversation. Repeatedly, I am rejoicing in jubilation. He goes on further. Taccha sansmritya rupam atyadbhutam harehe vismayo me mahan rajan rishyami cha punah punah. Who can forget the Vishwarupa? Definitely, Sanjay also cannot. He says, I also distinctly remember that marvelous sight of Lord Krishna bathed in the divine light. As he displayed his form resplendent, I again rejoice for witnessing that vision transcendent. He says, this form, that marvelous sight, how from Krishna's mortal envelope the entire Vishwarupa suddenly appeared. He says, that beautiful form, that resplendent form, I again rejoice. This is something I can never forget, is what he says. I distinctly remember that vision. Then this Sanjay forgets his bearing. Whose side is he on? When somebody loves the divine so much, everything else becomes secondary. And he declares the outcome of the battle to Dhritarashtra. It is not
I
exactly
have a
what
doubt.
Dhritarashtra wanted. Yes, Ji. Yes, Ji.
I thought only Arjuna got to
No,
see
no, no. Arjun,
Krishna's
even Sanjay
Sanjay's.
got it. Yes, Sanjay also got it. And it is said Barbaric also, a character of the Mahabharata. Barbaric also had got that chance to see it. That was again Prasad of Krishna only. Vyasa is also considered an avatar of Krishna only, who gave the prasad to Sanjay. So let us continue. Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. This is the shloka of declaration of Sanjay. This is the shloka we must also remember. Victory of what is truth. Satyameva Jayate. It is always that. Wherever there is the Lord of Yoga, Krishna, wherever there is the Master Arjuna, wherever there is the Master Archer Arjuna, there exists the seal of divine victory and prosperity and glory for righteousness. Thus I proclaim with certainty. He has declared the outcome of the battle. Where there is this Yogeshwara Krishna and where there is a Partha to listen to the Yogeshwara, there he says, Shrir Vijay, this is not victory of the individual, it is a victory of the divine only. And that seal is there of divine victory and prosperity and glory for righteousness. I declare this with certainty. It's like he's giving a stamp. This is the Vakya. And this is the final words of the Gita, of the Bhagavad Gita. We know something, isn't it? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?
Leading us
Yes, he is
in
leading
our
us, but
hearts,
where
in
is he
hearts of
situated?
everybody,
He's
Yeah,
in our hearts.
yes, our hearts and everywhere, isn't it? There's no place where Krishna is not there
Yes.
because Krishna is omnipresent. There's only Arjuna who is not omnipresent, isn't it? If if we can awaken the Arjuna inside of us, and this yuti gets formed between the Yogeshwara Krishna and the Arjuna. Krishna says there, Sanjay says there is only victory for prosperity, meaning we have to become the awakened Arjunas and watch how Krishna will lead us. Wherever this dual combination is there, what we call like double engine of Krishna and Arjuna. Well, there is victory only. That is where truth will be there and prosperity is there. So with this, our Gita Abhyas is completed for this workshop. But the Gita Abhyas will go on. Yes, Shashimaji wants to ask something. Yes, please.
I
Yes, today
just
we
would like
can
to
share.
know,
Yes, see.
I'd
Yes.
just like to know, do you think Dhritarashtra,
Hmm.
King Dhritarashtra, do you think it had any effect on him
He was
at
blind,
all?
no?
That's the
He was
truth.
blind.
He was
So,
only visual, I mean, he
no,
was
no,
only
he was
physically
blind with
blind
attachment.
in more ways than one.
Yeah, he was
I
blind
mean,
with
I know
attachment.
that.
So,
Yes,
because,
yes.
so it is what Anjali ji was sharing to us about listening and hearing.
Yes.
Every time his mind is calculating, okay, okay, it's all right. Krishna is saying all of this, but no, no, but my Duryodhana must be having some chance. But I think there's still a possibility. The mind will, which is attached, no? We say Asha Pasha Shatair Baddha. 100 bonds of desire traps that mind. So even God's words will be like falling on deaf ears. So Dhritarashtra did not get transformed until the
Hmm.
end. That is moha, that is maya. That is why we should not be Dhritarashtras in our life, no?
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. Yes, yes. All right. So this is our end of the workshop. Anybody wishes to share something, you want to ask something, you are most welcome. Yes, sir. Pankaj ji is saying something. Yes, sir.
2-4 लाइनें शेयर करना चाहता हूँ.
Welcome, sir. Yes, sir.
गीता पे ही है. अगेन मेरे दादाजी ने लिखी है, ग्रैंडफादर ने.
Okay. Yes, sir.
बिटवीन भीष्म पितामह एंड कृष्ण. भीष्म पितामह इज चैलेंजिंग कृष्ण
Yeah.
कि मैं आपकी ये प्रतिज्ञा तोड़वा के रहूंगा महाभारत में.
Mm-hmm.
एंड ऑन दोज लाइन्स ही हैज रिटन अ बिग पोएम, लेकिन 2-4 लाइनें जो मुझे याद आती हैं.
Yes, sir.
ही इज सेइंग कि दर्शन न होंगे बाण बरसन लगेंगे जब.
Mm-hmm.
मतलब मेरे बाण जब बरसने लगेंगे
Mm-hmm.
तो सूर्य का भी दर्शन नहीं होगा.
Mm-hmm.
दर्शन न होंगे बाण बरसन लगेंगे जब, सुदर्शन छोड़ के करसन को गहिए. मतलब सुदर्शन छोड़ के
Mm-hmm.
ये सॉरी, करसन छोड़ के सुदर्शन को गहिए.
हाँ.
मतलब करसन मतलब वो घोड़े की लगाम. घोड़े
Yes,
की
yes,
लगाम
yes.
को छोड़ के आपको सुदर्शन गहना पड़ेगा. ऐसी मैं हालत
हाँ,
बना दूंगा.
हाँ,
ये 2-4
correct.
लाइनें याद. और वो कहते
Yes.
हैं कि ये कोई न गोपी है, न रंजन है, न ब्रज का मनोरंजन है.
हाँ.
ये कोई मनोरंजन की जगह नहीं है, ये युद्ध
Yes.
क्षेत्र है.
हाँ.
और यहाँ मैं ऐसा सबको विवश कर दूं. These few
Yes.
lines I remember.
Yes, yes, yes. And Krishna made it his Manoranjan also, his Leela, isn't it? And instead of Sudarshan, he picked up the chakra.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, and somebody, Pitama Bhishma had to eat his words ultimately.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. But that is even Pitama Bhishma, Shashimaji is like such a great pious soul, no? Even he got attached to his pledge. He should have just understood this Sarva Dharman Parityaje Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. But he forgot that aspect of surrendering to the ultimate divinity, putting aside personal rigidity.
No, he
So,
got attached to his kingdom,
yeah. Yes,
actually.
yes, absolutely. Yes, yes,
So this
yes.
Shloka 1865, I was just browsing through the notes.
Yes, sir.
It's the last Shloka of the 9th chapters. Exactly
Ninth
when we
chapter.
reach the last,
Perfectly said. Yes, sir.
I think
Yes, I'll just read out that. I'll just read
yeah.
that ninth chapter, 31st shloka. Pankaji has perfectly, sorry, Dr. Nandakishore ji has perfectly identified the shloka, which is very similar. If you see here in the ninth adhyaya, it is Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaje mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam mat parayana. So here Krishna is not giving the promise. The promise is given in the 18th adhyaya because Arjuna is now worthy of receiving that promise. He has grown in consciousness. So here, what does he say first? He says, sacrifice unto me, unite with me through your mind. Myself, supreme experience you shall know, experience and find. Bowing to me and with love, when me alone you adore, then for the divine union you shall open the door. Meaning, first, you have to open the door for the divine to enter. But when you do open the door for the divine to enter, The same Adhyaya 65th Shloka tells what Krishna says, where he says, very nice, that only the last part is different. He says, Mame Vaishasi Satyam Te. Instead of Mame Vaishasi Yuktva Atmanam Matparayana, here it is Mame Vaishasi Satyam Te Pratijane Priyosi Me. Woe to me and you shall come to me certainly. My dear one, this is my promise I shall fulfill verily. This is my promise, is what he says. So first in our life, let's open the doors for the divine. We say Atithi Devo Bhava. When Bhagwan is ready to come as Atithi, we say no, not today. Both problems honge. I don't want right now. Come later. We push away the divine. So we have to open the door for the divine to enter. And when the divine enters, just surrender and watch what transformation divine does in our life. So yes, sir. Thank you for sharing that, sir.
I think for everything there has to be some time that has to come.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
at
sir.
everybody at in the whole group we see people at different ages participating,
Ji, sir.
and
Ji,
I
sir.
feel little jealous about the young people who joined and learned. I feel that we should have
In this
learned
birth, they
this.
are young. They were very old in the last birth when they did not read.
You should have learned it at
Yes.
early age so that you could incorporate this in our day-to-day life.
Ji, sir. Ji, sir. There's a nice word in Sanskrit. This, I think it was Kalidas's only. Vaya na samikshate for dharma vruddheshu. The age is not really a factor at all. There's nobody's early or nobody's late. Exactly when it is meant to come, it comes. And the what experience comes in
And
life,
better late than never.
somebody who has got the experience, they will be able to connect it even better. If you see Arjuna in the 8th adhyay, afterwards he suddenly starts connecting the dots. So the younger ones have very few dots to connect. We need to find more dots. But the other elders have so much experience which it will get more refined. It will be finer. Yes, sir. Yes. So anybody else wishes to share something? If you are, otherwise, yes, please.
No, I was saying it's better late. It's better late than never.
Ji, absolutely. So, yes, Ji.
Yes, I would like to share. I think the one takeaway from the Gita that has shaped me the most, I should say from the starting date till date, is this one shloka. Karmane vadika raste ma phaleshu kadachana. That we have a right to our action but never to its fruits. So I think before these classes, everything I did, I would probably worry about the results of my actions as to whether they would work or whether it would be a fruit. But I think after attending these classes or after studying the Gita, I think my perspective has shifted and I've started measuring my karma by the effort and intention rather than by its fruits. And I think I now, yes, I sleep lighter, I worry less.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
And I think even when life isn't steady, these classes actually gave me a way to stay steady.
Okay.
And for that, I'm deeply grateful to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so
Krishna,
grateful to you.
Thank you.
And I was also,
So nice
and I
to
also want
hear
to
from
place
you,
on
Anjali
record.
ji.
Yes, Anjali ji, you were saying something?
I also want to thank my cousin Usha Maji, who actually sent me the link and asked me to join these classes. In fact, I joined the class earlier, but somehow it wasn't so engaging and I discontinued halfway through. But this is one class that really got me hooked, and I keep telling her, I said, I'm so grateful that you introduced me to these classes. We'd love to join the coming batches as well, whatever be the case. We'd love to learn the Bhagavad Gita over and over again, because as I said earlier, you can never have enough of this. And each time you study this, I think there's a new perspective that adds to. Like I'm a teacher, basically. So I tell my students every time I teach a poem, even when I teach the same poem over and over again, there's a new perspective that's added to it. So I think it works the same way, especially when it comes to scriptures. There's a whole lot of it's like it opens
a big new world.
I mean, a new world. I mean, it's endless. And it's been really enjoyable. And I should also
you.
thank all my fellow travelers,
Yeah.
travelers for
That is
walking
one
the
very
Gita with me.
nice group. We have, for me, it is like a family. Every day I've been seeing this, all
Yes.
of you. I'm really going to miss these sessions. I just wanted to ask if you wish to continue something, whatever we are doing, we can have something like, I think Rahulji messaged a few days ago saying that we should, you know, try to have a manan regular, like some, because Gita topics will not get over. We will do our individual study. So
Yeah.
that once a week, if you wish to, we can hold a
Yes.
session of
Yes. Yes.
like where we can, and the timings actually we can decide. But since everybody is having different timings, I just and Rahulji just messaged me and told me to check with the other. There's a group called Krishna's Delight Family. This has already completed. Every time somebody completes a workshop, they get a chance. If you wish to join and be connected through a group called Krishna's Delight Family, there are multiple people. All of them have completed the study of the Gita. So if they would also like to join for a Gita Manan, everybody has a different experience. So there is a, like, Saturday mornings, 6:30 was a time which was proposed by many. 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. IST. Should we do? Would you like to continue that as a Gita Manan? Yes, all right. So I will share the link to
Yes.
join the Delight group. We will also
Yeah.
record it in case somebody misses it. You can always
Sir,
rejoin
it
through
is
the
too
recording.
early in the morning and we are busy with other
Yeah,
course,
no, ji,
household
it's
course.
everybody because of, I'm sorry, but it is timings. We asked everybody to suggest. We got so many varied timings that this was the one timing which uh, majority people suggested. So if
Suits me
it suits you, Shashimaji says it suits her. Okay,
because of So the four and I a will half hour listen to the difference. recordings. Yeah.
okay. Alpanaji will
I
listen
have
to
one
that.
Yeah.
experience to share, Shushruti. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'll
When you
share in the
announce,
group. Before I come to Alpanaji, one moment.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is
So I will
only
share
once
the
a
link.
week.
I'll share the link to join the group, and we will also share these Gita Manan session details once it starts. All right.
Yeah, it is once a week. It's okay
All
because
right.
yeah,
Yes, ji. Fine, ji.
that day we can little bit
What would be
adjust
the
the other work.
timings?
6:30
Yeah,
to
6:30 to
7:30.
7:30 in the morning.
This
Yeah.
there's some internet issue.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Alpanaji, sorry for interrupting you. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
No, that's fine. No, when you announced this workshop somewhere last year in
Yeah.
2025, you announced it somewhere, I think November,
Yeah.
December, if I remember correctly. And we have in January, normally we have our society annual performance programs. You know, you
Okay,
can
ji.
dance, you can do a skit, you can sing, whatever. So every year I participate in that. So I was thinking now, what should I write? What should be the theme of my dance? Every year I dance. Okay. So I was thinking, what should be the theme of my dance this year? And I was thinking now, I had done one workshop with you already in 2020.
Okay.
Okay. So
2020,
this was
ji.
like
Okay.
2020, December
Okay.
2020.
It was a different compared to now. It was shorter or something.
That was a very short one. It was
Okay.
25,
I'm
27 days
sorry
in one
about
month.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, no, that was fine every
Yes. Yes.
day. And it was COVID time. So we were all home only. There was
Yeah.
no pressure of going out, doing nothing. I mean, no chance.
Okay. Okay,
Being
ji.
a Mumbaiker, no chance of getting caught in traffic and not
Right, ji. Right, ji.
managing to come home on time or something like that. So that was went well. But now my understanding of Bhagavad Gita has definitely improved. It was like a refresher also in some cases, whereas it was also new
So,
learnings, as you
what was
said
the
some time
topic
ago.
of your dance, ji? You were saying.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. What should I do? Because last year we did Vaman Avatar. You know, Vaman, this the dwarf Vaman Avatar and
Yes,
his
ji.
yeah. So on that basis, we had written a small skit, and accordingly we had done, which was a Nritya Natika.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
year I was thinking what? Then I was thinking what Guru Krishna Vande Jagat Guru. It was going on my mind.
Okay.
Then I
Great.
struck on this theme called Guru Mahima. Okay,
Okay.
and then I wrote the script to myself. Then, of course, the group of my friends, we then selected the songs on which we need to dance.
Ji,
So
ji.
it struck that it Guru comes in the life in the form of a Santa, Grantha, and
Wow.
Avatari Vyakti that way.
Ji, ji,
So
ji.
we did Santa, one Abhanga of one Abhanga Pe dance. Then that was in different classical style, and then there was
Okay,
one in
ji.
Kathak
All right,
style,
ji.
and that way. So I
Yes,
have
ji.
written the script myself, and I would like to share it on this group. The
Oh, most
script, the
welcome.
dance
Thank you.
link is also there. If
That
someone is
also please
interested
share.
in
Please
dance,
do share that
then
also.
they
It would
can
be,
see that.
thank you if you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
share. Yes, ji.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
sure, sure.
All
So
right.
that was my one of my that thing was
Okay,
playing on
ji.
my mind so much even without the classes being started, that
Yes.
it just hit upon me to write, and I have used that Sarvadharmam Parityajam Mamekam Shor. I used that this also. I never knew it was in the 18th Adhyaya. I
Okay,
had
ji.
read it somewhere. It had stayed with me,
Ji, ji. So lovely.
and
Yes, ji.
that is what I used in my script also. I wanted to tell that actually.
Yes, ji.
Just now I
Fine, ji.
studied it. Yeah. Okay.
All right, ji. Great
Thank
to
you.
know. Thank you, ji.
Thanks for
So I
being a
think,
good audience.
yes, ji. I think our journey will continue. It will not end with Gita. It is the beginning only. When the Gita enters our life, it is a clear indication that Krishna has taken interest in us and he wants
Yes.
to start something. He wants to start what it is. I think each of us will have different stories. Maybe we will meet sometime in the future. That time we might have very nice stories to tell. But it is always that only when Krishna decides we pick up the Gita, and whenever he decides, he has a big purpose. So let us hope to remain connected with Krishna. Well, I would say I hope we remain in touch. But even if we don't remain in touch, we should remain in touch with Krishna. That should not be forgotten because he has chosen for us to study the Gita. So with this, I think we can conclude our session unless anybody
Can I
wishes to
ask
add something.
something?
Okay, sir. Dr. Nandakishore,
Uh,
yes, sir.
how often you conduct these workshops, and how can,
Sir, it's
suppose
actually
wants to
very,
enroll, how do we enroll such a
yes, sir. Actually, this was a miracle for me to take this workshop only because almost 8 months I did not take a workshop. Otherwise, it was going on every batch gets over. But there might be some time before the next workshop starts, sir. So I'm not, maybe there might be another workshop which is a shorter one, which is like Agnyat Upanishad, Rhythm of X. Whereas, it is like a new Upanishad. I got a chance to write with a Sanskrit scholar. So smaller workshops may be taken, or I'm not at this moment. I'm not able to announce the right date for the next workshop. But whenever it is, I will share it in the groups. Now I'm supposed to complete some pending researches on the Bhagavad Gita only, and that will take some time of mine to complete. Once it is done, I would be. It is like I feel like a fish out of water when I'm not doing the Gita workshop. So I hope I resume it soon. But we will have our Manan sessions, sir, every Saturday at 6:30 in the
So will it
morning.
start from this Saturday? Will it start from this
Yes,
coming
yes,
Saturday?
yes, it will be starting from this
So
Saturday,
this
and the
group,
topic will be our choice of the participants. You may decide what we wish to talk, whatever it is relevant to our sadhana, our life, and Gita. That would be the three guidelines. Otherwise, it's quite diverse. It could be anything connected with these three: Bhagavad Gita, our life, and whatever journey that we are on. How something, some insight, some points, something like that, it can be shared. And there might be one more
so I
session
hope
of,
this group will
yes,
not be
sorry, Ji?
no, I hope this group will not be dissolved. Will this group be
Um,
dissolved after the session?
no, after the session, because for administrative reasons, our organization is told to make the group inactive. We'll share the link to one more group called Krishna's Delight Family. That is also, it takes
So
delight in Krishna. You can decide, it's just a no forward group, so no forwards have to be put there. But any topic, anything you wish to share, your audio, your some points, discussion, questions, everything can be done. It is a group which was active earlier and temporarily it has got less active. Maybe with newer force, it might get rejuvenated. And we had something called Gita excavation expedition there. One participant, Tara Devi ji, would share one Gita shloka and everybody would write commentaries of their own for that Gita shloka with how it is connected with their life. We call it excavation expedition because the Gita shloka is like a treasure, and how so many different experiences of people would come and we would get to share. Maybe I will request Taradevi ji to again restart it. We can do that. It is up to us. It's a free group,
What
and
do you need?
whatever we need,
no,
we can do at that. Yes.
I would
Huh?
like to know how we get to know of the upcoming workshops?
It will be announced in the group. It will be announced in the group. This group also, after though it may become inactive, this group may not be deleted or dissolved. So messages will be put there after whenever there is a new workshop. Yes, please. So I think if everybody permits, let us then conclude our session. Again, thank you, everybody. It was a blessing to study the workshop. Pravina Maji, okay, yes, please. You are sharing something? Yes. Please unmute, Ji. Maji, please unmute. I can't hear you.
I would like to share here that
Ji.
in between I missed a lot of sessions. Initially, I
Yes.
was very religiously attending every day. Suddenly, my younger daughter marriage has got fixed. So this
Oh,
is the time
lovely.
phone calls and
Yes,
visits
yes.
and things like that. So a week or two I was busy.
Ji, ji.
This is the gift from Krishna to me.
Ji, ji, so wonderful it is.
The boy's name
Yes.
is Vinayak,
Okay.
and
Great.
we are all very happy about it. And then I
Great.
rejoined saying that. So in between, I missed a few sessions. I couldn't even like keep pace with attending
No.
the recordings.
And I will
So
share the one by one the recordings. I'm just rearranging them with the proper titles and descriptions.
yes,
So that will I'll need some time. Maybe tomorrow onwards I'll be able to work on it little by little. So I
okay.
will
No,
share that.
that's
That will be posted in the group.
I
It will
will
be
attend
posted
for
in the
time.
Krishna's Delight group. It will be posted, Ji. Every
Okay.
like this is
Thank
the Adhyay
you so
by
much.
the
Thank
summary. Thank you.
you.
Okay, all right. Yes, Pankaj sharing something? Yes, sir.
हाँ, एक छोटा सा lighter thing.
Okay, sir. Most welcome.
Just to, every class we close with that Shanti mantra.
Ji, sir.
तो उस शांति मंत्र का थोड़ा सा humorous version.
Right, sir. You had promised me. You were telling that. Yes, you were going to say that.
So the first line is Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina.
Yeah.
सर्वे से पता चला है कि कोई सुखी नहीं है.
Right, sir. सही बात है.
सर्वे से पता चला है कि कोई सुखी नहीं है.
Right.
सर्वे संतु निरामया. तो इसमें दो शब्द है, एक नीर है और एक माया है. नीर का मतलब है पानी और माया का मतलब है अल्कोहल. तो संत कह के गए हैं कि अल्कोहल बिना पानी के मत पियो. थर्ड है सर्वे भद्राणी पश्यन्तु. भद्र का मतलब होता है सभ्य. तो इस चीज से सभ्य आदमी परेशान है. पश्यन्तु. और माँ कशी दुख भागवते. माँ अब तू ही बता इन सब से भाग के मैं कहाँ जाऊं. शांति शांति शांति.
शांति 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 कृष्ण के पास चले जाओ. Yes. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Pankaj for making the sessions lively.
I know,
Yeah.
only you, Pankaj. We'll
Just
miss
take it
you.
positively. No criticism here, So.
No, it is fine. It is all. It is not disrespectful to anybody. It is just for the humor. So, anyway, I will
Yes.
continue this mantra only as usual. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. So
Sarve
this,
santu niramaya.
yeah, but we don't have to take a survey to identify things. We will just focus on the divine.
We will never forget this Shanti mantra now.
I
Now that
hope we
you
also remember the full meaning of this mantra, ji. It is a very, we can say both selfless and selfish mantra because it is, when will we become happy? When our people are happy, isn't it?
Yes.
So Krishna has told us don't think of only yourself. So we have learnt a very nice way to bypass swartha. Let everybody be happy because when everybody is happy, we are also included
You
in
become
that.
happy.
Yes, yes. So anyway, let us conclude. Thank you again. So
Thank you,
looking forward.
Krishnaji.
Namaskar. It was a great
thank you,
journey. Thank you
Krishnaji.
so much. For me, it was a very special session. There were certain challenges, and I really didn't think I would be able to first take this session. And then when I was taking, I had some concerns if I will be able to complete it because some voice box issues, but those all did not trouble. So I'm grateful to Krishna also for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank
Hari
you.
Om. बहुत आभारी.
Sarve,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Bhavantu Sukhina.
Sarve bhavantu. We can all, if everybody knows it, let us say it together.
Yeah.
Yes. Hari Om.
Yes.
Sarve
Sarve
bhavantu
bhavantu
sukhinah.
sukhinah.
Sarve
Sarve
santu
santu
niramayah.
niramaya.
सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। हरि ओम तत्सत्। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरि ओम।
धन्यवाद जी।
नमस्कार।
Thank you, everybody.
Bye bye. Namaste. Looking forward. Thank you. I will miss all of you. I will definitely miss everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sushruji, for
Thank you, ji.
introducing me to
Thank you.
Bhagavad Gita, my
Thank you, ji.
first foray.
Thank you, ji.